said, one day you'll know us and one day that'll be us doing a podcast.
Okay.
And never in my wildest dreams did I think it would be now. Years down the line when we could prove that we were good enough, but not months. Like it just, it hits.
If you put your mind to something,
Yeah.
you can get it done real quick.
Yeah, we'll show you FTP. Yeah, CDO. Yeah.
Welcome back to another episode of the Money Mentor, and we're continuing on the epic Changing Lives financially theme for a while. And today we've got some very, very, very special guests. Well, half special guests because they've lost so much bloody weight. They've got that bloody fit and buff lately. But I want to welcome to the Infinity Studios, Bill and Sarah. How are we?
All right,
Good,
yourself?
thank you.
Well, I can't complain because Beck never listens. Mind you, I do complain a lot, but she doesn't listen. So how are you guys going?
Good.
Yeah, good.
Good, yeah.
Excited. Yeah.
Now, you guys are what we'd refer to as fresh meat.
Very.
Yeah,
Very, right? Very.
Yeah.
So let's go. Let's go back to the start for people tuning in at home, because these podcasts have been going viral and on YouTube, and they're actually sitting in all the top rankings nationally. And we don't do paid ads or any of that bullshit. It's just people are loving hearing people's authentic story. So why don't you share with us? How did you find us? When did you find us? There's always some funny, weird stories here because it's too good to be true and it's a scam and it's a fraud. So give us the background.
I can start off on this one.
Okay.
January, I was scrolling through Facebook.
Yep.
And I came across one of your ads, and I jumped on, and I said to Sarah, "You got to watch this." And then she goes, "Oh yeah, all right. When I get time, I'll watch it." I go, "No, you need to watch it right now." And then from there on, I'll let Sarah take over from now.
Yeah, well, I didn't.
I didn't.
we had a 4-week-old at the time.
Yeah, fair enough.
And we'd tried things in the past and nothing had stuck. And I thought I'll have a look at it when I can. What could be different about it? There's no magic fix.
Pay
So
more,
or get
a better rate.
Yeah, what could he possibly say? There's no magic fix. Otherwise, we'd all be doing well.
It's like all the comments you see on all my posts now, right? And you laugh now.
100%.
All the time.
And then I, obviously having a 4-week-old and 8-week-old, I think it was about 8 weeks old when I decided, I'm bored. Let's have a look at it.
I feel really valuable. Thank you.
Sorry.
Thanks, Seth. Yeah.
I'm up all night breastfeeding. Let's have a listen. So I listened to a webinar and started on the podcast. And I'm sure the little one had been asleep for hours in my arms, and I was still listening to podcasts at 2 a.m. in the morning.
So you'd gone on and done one of the on-demand, here's a recent recorded one.
Yep.
Because we offer that every 15 minutes, right?
Yep.
Because we can't go live all the time. And 4-week 8, you can't do Tuesday night at 7:30. So you've watched one of the, here's a recording, but the chat comments are all real people.
Yep.
Because it uploads every day, right? So anyone goes and watches a recording and types, it goes in there the next day.
Yep.
So you're seeing real as if they've watched it live.
So I watched it 3 times
before I watched it
before she watched it.
Oh.
He'd watched the webinar 3 times. Yeah.
Okay, so you're a dotting I's and crossing T's. It had drilled into you
Drilled
already.
into me
Yeah.
completely.
Okay.
It
You
resonated.
could copy me.
Yeah.
Word for word.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then once I started on the podcast.
So YouTube. So free webinar first.
Yep.
Late at night, obviously.
Yep.
And then you just sat there all night and binged.
Yeah. Every podcast I could find, and I woke up in the morning pinging. I was like, Bill, you have to listen to these podcasts. Like
You hadn't done the podcast.
Oh, I hadn't
No, he'd done the
Only done
webinars.
free webinar.
Okay.
And so, bang, AirPods were in. We're walking around with this 8-week-old holding for naps, and we're just listening, non-stop listening, and we were absolutely hooked. We were
YouTube
obsessed.
or podcast?
He likes watching the face, so he does the YouTube. I was doing Spotify.
Gotcha,
I just wanted
While
to
you're doing
listen
stuff, just
because I
hearing,
couldn't have the light from the phone while I was breastfeeding.
Yeah,
Whereas I
okay.
could chuck the AirPods in.
Okay.
Then I became more hooked than him. I was
And
like,
which podcasts or YouTubes, what were the first ones you got really, really hooked on? Like, were this you're like, oh yeah, whatever, G's talking shit. Which were the ones you were like, holy shit?
My one was Megan and Jeremy because they're Forkies.
Yeah.
and he was a
I was a
Forky.
Forky too.
Yeah. Okay.
And mine was the cherries.
a cherry film.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I don't want to get emotional because we're barely, we've obviously met them before, but it's funny how a random family and a teenager changed my life.
Yeah, I don't want to get emotional,
Yeah,
but Oscar will do that for
Yeah.
you. Pretty inspirational young. I'm getting emotional. Pretty inspirational young man.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
So Megan and Jeremy being forkies,
Yeah.
living in a garage, lots of, and then the cherry filming. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when was this again? Go back.
So January webinar,
Yep.
February we then signed up for the masterclass after absolutely jumping in. Like I'm not exaggerating, we were stalkerish. We had listened to every podcast 2 or 3 times over.
Okay. All the way back.
All of them. All of them.
I think
Casey
I don't think
Lenny,
I started
Kerry.
podcasts till like 2020, 2021 maybe.
Yeah.
It was COVID. I'm like, how do I help more people? And I'm locked up. What do I do? So it was like sort of 2020, 2021 maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every single one you'd made, we had listened to, if not twice or 3 times. We were just, and
Well, you know all the G-isms then.
oh yeah, we walk around and we sound like you. It's like AI. We are
AIG.
It's like
yeah.
Fucking McNugget.
Yeah.
Fuck knuckle palm.
Yeah, it's just we jumped in.
Oh, that's gold. Okay. So so Jan, Feb, March. Okay. So masterclass was Feb.
Yep.
Feb. And masterclass, what happened brain-wise? Because obviously if you've stalked everything, spent a few months, listened to all, I give a lot for free. Do you know what I mean? Like for exactly structural people
Everything.
like, and people do that and send DMs like, hey man, I just wanted to reach out to you. We get hundreds a week, like wild now, pretty big. Hey man, I just want to reach out. We're 62 grand ahead and 80, and it's like, that's fucking epic. Like that makes me feel pretty fucking good as a human being, right? That they've got that for free. So go from everything you've consumed and absorbed in, Jan, Feb, sort of masterclass, 2 days. What more did you learn, or what put a bow on it there to then want to go further?
You want to go on that one?
Nothing needed to be said more. We were in. We were.
Show them the chicken.
Yeah,
Give me
we
the
were
money.
in, and it was just you brought them on. More people from the podcast on to speak. So hearing them then and there, and actually starting to feel like we're starting to get a relationship with everybody. So we weren't just listening on a podcast. We were now face to face, and the numbers made sense. Everything made sense. And it was just like a stepping stone. It was more just like...
So it was more a box tick for you guys.
Yeah.
You were already in.
We're
already in.
Yeah.
We started implementing everything from that stage forward.
Before the masterclass.
Yeah.
So how long... Let's go through some numbers then. So share with us some numbers for you guys. What was your mortgage? Did you have credit cards, debts? Like, what was the story then?
12K credit card, and it was maxed out every month.
Okay.
We were those people doing... the great thing, we weren't paying interest. We would spend it all and pay it all off
so
by
you
the end of the month.
No, you
We
cleared your
it,
card
yeah.
in full.
Yep.
You just spent everything you earn on the credit
Everything.
card
Yeah.
and paid a minimum payment on the loan.
Yeah.
Isn't it interesting how McNugget people are? You guys were there, but not anymore. Seeing
not
like
anymore.
people go, oh no, I pay my credit card in full every month. And I'm
Yeah.
like, but you spent every cent you earned and cleared it in full,
Yep.
but you didn't pay down any extra off your loan.
No. But we were excited. We had $800,000, 800,000 points.
Well, that's a
on the
pretty good
credit
fucking
card.
toaster. I mean, you could get a Toto toilet. It could wipe your backside for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
So 12 grand every month, pretty much.
Pretty much 10
Yeah.
to 12 grand,
Yeah.
every month.
Fuck. What were you guys earning, but?
Oh,
Well,
Jeez.
towards the end, we weren't on very much because we were at home with a baby and on mat
Maternity
leave and stuff. But we were on 200 combined.
Okay, so you guys
had
are on good
100
income,
each.
say 100.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, well,
But-
you know what's weird? We used to consider that wild in Australia.
yep.
These days, you're earning 100 and you've got kids and life and bills.
Pretty
Most
average.
people are fucking struggling on 100 these days.
Yeah.
But that's, I consider that good income for anyone listening at home. Some
Yeah.
people are on 50, right? Or
Yeah,
40
yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
So I consider that good income in Australia. So credit card being used, car loans, personal loans, mortgage.
No personal loans, no car loans, but we bought the car outright, but
Paid cash for a car.
cash.
So really, you're paying it off over 30 years in your home loan.
Yeah.
Okay. How hard were some of the concepts for you guys to grasp and like pay cash for a car because it's cheaper and but it actually means you're paying the car off over 30 years.
Yeah, that's right. Over
We
30
thought it
years.
was
We
successful.
thought it was the right thing to do.
We were successful. We didn't have a car loan. We owned our cars and we were paying our mortgage off and we were doing what you're supposed to do.
Okay. So loan balance when we started was how much? So the credit card we had to piss off and stop using. Car we owned cash. How much was the home loan when we started? I'm assuming like around March maybe. after the February masterclass?
Yeah, 550.
Yep.
Yeah,
550. Okay. And that was in March?
Yep.
much. Yeah.
Okay. What's the balance sit at today?
As of 2 weeks' time,
Yeah.
when one of our sales settles, it'll be 335.
Ah, okay. Let's go back a step. So you guys had another property.
Yeah.
We did.
Okay, so
We-
550 home loan.
Yep.
Own the car. Credit card we need to get rid of. 550 home loan for a home. But you had another property.
We
Tell,
did.
tell us about that property.
That was our personal place of residence. So
Okay.
Turned investment property.
turned into investment property.
Ah, okay. What was it worth?
Now,
Yeah. Or yeah, when you
when
when
we-
we joined earlier this year.
when we
you
joined,
Yeah.
500, 520.
Okay. And you sold that?
We did.
Just
How
Just.
long ago did you move out of it?
within 6 years,
Within
thank
6 years.
goodness.
Okay. So anyone tuning in at home, so you've spoken to your accountant.
Yes.
You're able to say that, use the 6-year rule. You've moved out of that. And people don't realise your old home, you've got up to 6 years to move out of it, sell it, and say, like, hey, it's not my principal place of residence
Yeah.
anymore. It is, right? So you're able to sell that and pay no capital gains tax?
Correct.
Okay. Good accountant. So how much did we sell it for?
485,
Okay. And how much did you owe?
300.
Okay. 300, 480. So there's about 185 grand in there.
Yep.
Less legal fees. But there's no capital gains tax on the sale proceeds.
Nothing.
Okay, so you're now taking that 185 grand, and the home loan when we started a couple months ago was how much?
550.
550, and you're going to dump that straight off the home loan.
Yep.
Okay, so you expect the home loan in what, 2 weeks that transaction settles? So the
Yeah.
home
The
loan should
14th of this month. It should
be. He knows the date.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like-
Yeah, we're on it. Yep.
so home loan's going to drop.
Yep.
So what do you think it's going to be then?
335.
335. Okay, and credit cards still.
gone.
Chopped up straight after masterclass.
So, and then, but if you're selling your old home, right, and yeah, okay, your home loan's going to drop down to like would you say 385, 335, but you're not going to have an investment property.
No, that's what we thought.
We actually have 2 already.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So, okay, so you had your new home,
Yep.
and you had your old home that you thought was an investment property.
That
We
was
thought.
that was
So good, you didn't want to live in it anymore.
no. That was our retirement. We actually said that we'll sell that when we retire, and we'll live
Pretty
on that.
normal
Yeah.
Yeah.
financial literacy in Australia, pretty normal thought process. And you're getting a bit of rent, and that helps the loan. But you've sold that. That's going to drop your home down to 335. But you've done some more investing.
We have
So how many properties do you have then?
2 properties.
Okay. So you've got 2 new properties.
2 new properties. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you didn't just sell one, you sold one, you're going to pay a big chunk of your home loan off, and you've got another 2.
Correct.
Yep.
So you've really opened up serviceability, even having a newborn, being on mat leave. By selling one, you've been able to go and acquire 2
Correct.
Correct.
because you're smacking off 185 grand of bad 30-year debt.
Yep.
Okay. How long did it take for you guys? Because you see all my social media, right?
All of it. Yep.
I don't know how I haven't just fucking jumped off the edge of a building with, like, and when I say stupidity, I don't mean it in a malicious way. People know my personality. I mean, we are financially fucking idiots, right?
Yeah.
School system, society, parents, friends, toothless Timmies. But it's hard when you see it now. You read stuff and you go, fuck. Like, people go, I don't understand. On one of my biggest piece of content, it's like sell one, buy 2. You don't keep your old home. It's not an investment. Cash and equity are different. Oh, but it'll go up in value. Yeah, but when you understand a serviceability calculator and deductible and non-deductible debt, you sell your old home, you take all that cash, no tax, dump it off your new home. Now your home loan debt drops, your serviceability increases exponentially. Go buy 2. Sell one, buy 2.
Yeah.
Big time.
How long did it take you mentally or psychologically to process that? Was it easy or was it hard?
For us, it was easy.
Okay.
Because from the masterclass onwards, it was just straightforward.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's seeing all the coachings and the
Yeah.
calculations. Okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't hard.
No, we knew we needed to change.
Yeah.
It was hard trying to unlearn things that we thought were correct, and it was hard accepting that, you know, we thought we were quite educated and knew what we were doing. It was hard accepting that side of things, but once we realized that we could make something out of it, we turned into yes mode. Whatever you told us to do, yes. Whatever
Okay.
you told us to sell, yes. Because we weren't the experts anymore. We
Where
found
does
the
that-
experts.
trust and confidence come from? Because I could be absolutely full of shit.
From the couch, from the other people.
From the other people.
From the
And
other
you've
people.
met them, obviously, so that helps on the journey.
Yeah, well, we hadn't at the time. I was trusting strangers.
That's what I was going to say. Like,
Paid actors, as people like to say.
well, now you guys are paid actors.
well,
Welcome to the studio.
Show me the money, because I haven't seen it yet.
I'm not from the northern
Yeah,
suburbs
sorry.
of Melbourne.
You hit me up. You want to be paid here. Jeez. I love it. But it's true, right? Like, everything's too good. Australian society really sucks at that. And in fairness, I get it. There's so much shit out there, right? It's like, yep, all the awards are fake. All the, like, you know, the people are paid actors. But at some point, you've at least got to kick some tires and go, maybe it's real.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's good for us. We've got thousands of clients. There's not many companies that can sit people down for an hour or two. Yeah, sure, 5 or 6. We've got thousands of success stories, a lineup of people wanting to actually celebrate their wins. And for you guys, I think it's you want somebody helped you, the Cherries, Megan and Jeremy. You want to give that back, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
So what I'm hearing, buddy, is you guys were like, you listen to so much, consume so much, you went full immersed into it that you're like, this is either the best reward on the planet or all these people are winning and we're idiots for not exploring.
Exactly
100%.
right. Yep.
Okay, so you got in your own head. You did what my job is to help you see the light. You've done that yourself.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a bit of trusting blindly at the beginning, but you
Yeah.
had some reasons to. You've listened to the other people's results.
Yeah.
But you guys have just kind of just thrown yourselves at it then.
Straight in the deep end.
Yeah.
Okay.
We sort of said what everyone says, and it seems like it's a line that we get told to say. What's the worst that can happen? We'll pay our loan off. We'll pay our home loan off.
Yeah.
Even if we don't get nothing.
I said
we'll
that on
come out.
stage at REM recently. I'm like, you're scared of investing?
Yep.
Just do this. You picked your house.
Yeah.
You picked your bank. Just put everything you earn at your loan and have a pretty comfortable budget to enjoy life. And you will pay off your loan. It's a form of investing. You'll save 6%, say, right now. Maybe 5, maybe 7. But that's risk-free. You pick the fucking house. You pick the bank even. Just use what I teach for free. It's a form of investing. Put 100 grand off your loan. At 6%, you'll save 6 grand. And it's tax-free.
Yeah.
You'll get a 6% return. People go, oh, 6% is pretty good. So it's a bit interesting, right? We're all scared of everything. It's all too good to be true. But the worst thing everyone could do is that. The worst thing is you pay your home off really fast.
Worst, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, the best thing is,
Yeah.
the worst thing is, you keep paying nothing off it like you are now.
Yeah.
What'd you invest? Some time?
Not much.
Pretty scary. So you guys obviously are believers, but talk me through this. You guys haven't just embraced, actually I think it's fair to say you've embraced the sense of community.
Yeah.
So you haven't just listened to my fat little fucking head. You've actually listened to everyone else and seen in the community groups, and you've probably really deeply embedded yourself into everyone else's results. So it's obviously been easier to trust. But you guys are doing 75 hard.
Sierra's doing 75 hard.
I'm doing
Okay.
it.
Yep.
Bill's
Okay.
doing it by proxy on the side,
yeah.
so
Okay.
that he could support me more, so I could get to the gym and he'll look after the kids.
Fair
and,
call.
He's got a little bit of a back injury as well, so
Yep.
it made some things a little bit harder. So he has jumped on the back end
Okay.
and done it by proxy and has smashed it on the side.
So how's it going? Tell us the stats.
Go.
How much have you lost?
I've lost 11 kilos
11 kilos.
Yep.
In how long?
since Sarah started
I
75
think it's
hard.
what,
So
day
62?
62?
day 62.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Amazing.
And you're doing almost all of it, right?
Yeah.
As much as you can.
Just the walk.
I'm doing the walk
Yeah.
No gym.
and following her food program.
Right. So
Yeah.
you're eating completely clean.
Yep. Yep.
Any cheat meals?
A few here and there in between
Yeah.
because I'm not doing the class, but she's not watching while I'm having the cheat meal.
I gave him a pass. We had Rem a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah.
and I said, you need to go and enjoy for both of us.
Okay. Yeah.
Drink up, eat up.
So you went to the after party,
Yeah.
seen old mate
Yeah.
up on the thing
I
there.
saw him.
Yeah.
Mate, legend.
He was doing it in REM.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was doing the
mate.
worm on the stage. She's the best. I'm gonna have to get him on.
What a classic.
Oh, the best.
Yeah.
Security didn't pull him off the thing already. It was great. So, okay, so 11 kilos in 60 days,
Yep.
doing almost everything, but
Almost.
helping obviously with Barb.
Yeah.
How are you going?
14 kilos.
14 kilos
Yeah.
in 60 days.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Amazing. Like
Sore?
Thank you.
Oh, that's cute. Oh.
No, I feel so good. I said to Bill, look, I know I'm not the definition of skinny, but I feel skinny. Like I haven't been like this in so long.
skinny or strong or healthy?
Yeah, exactly.
Strong,
Strong,
healthy.
energy.
So you're following Nick's program?
Yep.
Okay.
Food program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in.
You watching any of the Zooms and you're in
Yeah.
the group and giving everyone some
Yeah.
stick, obviously?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what made you guys, one, you obviously, go back. What made you want to fix your finances? Why were you feeling like there was a better way? Or you just randomly seen the ad and went, oh, okay.
I seen the ad. I knew we were stuck. Like we were in a little bit of a hole. We're wasting our wage every month, going on the credit card, and we were just waiting till we were 60, and it was just a dead end to sell the house,
Okay.
and then just use the rest of our super to pay our personal property off.
Yep.
And we thought, no, this has got to stop.
And we weren't looking after ourselves either.
We weren't
Like
looking
we
after
were just
ourselves too.
So just
Well,
whatever
wait.
you want, whenever you want. Takeaway,
Whenever.
grow, whatever. Just life,
Buy
right?
everything for the kids.
But that's
as well.
everybody.
yeah.
We just buy, cool, buy that, tap-taparoo.
We call it Groundhog Day. That's our running
That's
joke.
what we called it.
But we deserve it, right?
Yeah.
We deserve to get takeaway tonight. We deserve to get on the piss. We deserve to buy that. We work hard. Everybody works the same bullshit hard. They go to work in the morning, they come home at night.
Yep.
You get a couple of hours with your family maybe before you go to sleep. That's life. Then hopefully you get a weekend to enjoy yourself. But we just fucking miserable, right? It is Groundhog Day. It's a good explanation. So you weren't happy. You knew you hoped there was a better way. So from wanting to fix the money, which you guys are doing, what made you want to change the health aspect?
You once again.
It must be pretty bloody convincing.
We were sitting on the MAM, the monthly accountability meeting, and you
Yep.
brought up, I hadn't actually heard of 75 Hard before. I'd
Right.
never seen it on socials. And you brought up your program that you were
Yep.
going to run. And I said to Bill, this is my chance. And because we were so in with Infinity, we were jumping in. I was like, I need to do it.
Just do
I
everything.
have to do it. There's a reason why.
Lucky I didn't say we were all going to fart in a jar and sell it or
Oh,
something.
jeez.
You would have been doing that too.
It's the running joke. Bill goes, if they tell me to sell my jocks, I'll sell my jocks. Whatever they tell me to do,
okay.
I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I sold my cruiser, so that was hard.
Yeah, it's always hard when we're on the things, right? And I'm like, anyway, and someone's like, can you tell my husband they need to sell their 100 series or 80 series or whatever it may be? And I'm like, bro, get rid of it.
That was us.
Yeah, it's hard, right?
I was up on car sales the next day.
I was on car sales the next day, yeah.
Yeah.
You got what you wanted
I
for
was
it?
so committed. No,
No,
I got 50 grand less for it, but I didn't care.
we.
But that's
he-
money
he-
straight
It
back
needed
off.
to go.
Well,
Yeah.
he calculated. He goes, I'll make that money back in interest saved in like a month. Like we by selling it and then buying a new property
paying-
straight
yeah.
away.
It was-
I've actually made that 50
It
grand
was a year
overnight.
worth of interest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've
That's what I
made-
put my head down to it.
Yeah. A year's over the
Yeah.
next course, you're going to pay it anyway.
I was going to pay it in interest in the next year.
Yeah.
Or rather, bring my home loan down.
Okay. So it was good timing then. You're like, we're just all in.
Yeah.
Right? Any regrets?
No.
None?
Not one.
That you didn't do it sooner?
Oh, yes. I wanted to do it way
But no,
sooner.
so no regrets so far. Like you don't feel constrained having a budget. What are you running as a budget each week?
550 or
No,
was it
500 now.
500 now.
And that's for your food, your fuel, your fun,
Yep.
everything you need.
That's
Yep.
with a 3-year-old and a 6-month-old as well.
Does it feel tough?
Nah. Fran's gonna cut us soon.
Is she?
I think
Yeah.
I think it's got to go a little bit more. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty good. Okay.
We're still eating healthy.
Yeah.
We're still eating our steaks, our veg.
How are you going with meal planning?
Yeah, it's helpful. Like
Yeah.
it's been so much better to have someone tell you this is what you
And
can
would you say
cook.
14 kilos before? And 11?
11.
Yeah.
So 25 kilos in 60 days combined. Some pretty good parenting. Got some healthy parents coming along for Bub as well. Bubs,
Yeah.
okay. So what do you think then? So we've got 62 days roughly. So we've got another 2 weeks, Nelly. What's going to change for you at the end of that? Are you going to revert back to takeaway, Uber Eats, or are you going to try to maintain? I mean, you may not maintain double sessions of exercise a day, but is that going to maybe revert to, you know what, we are going to do a walk together with the pram in the morning and have couples
That's
time
gonna
and
keep going.
go get some
100%.
poached eggs at the cafe or
Yep.
whatever in our budget? Is it going to be a lifestyle change?
100%.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying it or is it really hard?
The schedule's hard at the moment.
Yeah.
Juggling it between 2 kids. Because Sarah's got to do two workouts.
Yeah.
One's got to be outdoors and one's at the gym.
It's the timing, breastfeeds and bedtimes and
Yep.
that side of it is hard, but it's really not hard.
Do you
It's
feel exhausted? Do you feel like you actually have a bit more energy?
more energy?
More energy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take me back for a second. So the home loan's going to be $335. We've got a couple of new investments. We're on mat leave. We've lost 25 kilos combined so far, so it's clearly going to probably be over 30. We're saying we're going to continue this lifestyle. Tell me what you were doing with your time previous to the 2 workouts a day and the meal planning, and tell me what you were doing with your fucking money. What were you doing with your time and your money prior to a couple of months ago, pre-infinity?
Time was just juggling the kids and then doing nothing afterwards. Watching TV, Netflix.
It's like we've created time.
The metaverse.
Yeah.
We've just created heaps of time.
Yeah.
So everyone that's listening to this, that's busy, that doesn't have a newborn and a young butt, like, what are the ages again?
3.5.
3.5.
And 6 months old.
And so past the terrible twos.
Oh.
Okay, still a bit of a handful.
Still a little bit more.
But 3.5 and 6 months, right? So 6 months?
Yep.
Yeah.
6 months, yeah.
So two children under 5 is chaos,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Chaos, anyone who knows. So 2 children under 5, work, life, balance, family, still getting in 2 workouts a day each most days, meal planning, prepping, etc. We must have a lot of excuses in society for how busy we are.
That was our number one excuse. And we
It
said it
was.
all the time.
Yeah.
We don't have enough time. We don't have time.
There's no
Sorry,
time,
guys.
not enough time. Yeah, sorry, we can't make it.
So you've now just not watching telly for 90 minutes a day.
Correct.
Or not scrolling social media for 45 minutes a day and then not watching telly for 45 minutes
Correct,
a day.
yeah.
But I'm assuming you're probably listening to a podcast.
Yep.
Every day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Or
Every day.
YouTube or
Yeah.
reading your 10 pages.
Yep. It's routine. We've got a routine now, and you don't want to say it the wrong way, but we obviously lived for each other. We lived for our kids, but we live for infinity. We're a walking we're a walking advertisement for you right now. It's our motivation every morning to do, whether we're eating or saving money or whatever we're doing. It's for infinity. It's for that we can do the next step.
So
It's
when you
given
say
us-
that, are you saying like it's for, no, it's not for me, it's not for Beck and I, and like, so it's not for the brand. Are you saying it's what infinity achieves, the infinity way of life? Is
Yeah.
that what I'm hearing?
Yep.
Infinity way of life,
Yeah.
correct.
And when you say the next steps, what do you mean by that? Like, what are you chasing?
Whatever we get told we can do, whatever's next. Like we just,
We're here for our kids, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Okay.
And that's something you guys can deliver for us.
So we're July today when this goes to air, right? July 2025, you started exploring this in Feb. So it's only been a couple of months.
Yep.
And you guys are balls deep.
yeah.
Yep.
Why? Explain it. So like you, when you first listen to a podcast, you're listening to Megan and Jeremy and the Cherry fan, and you're hearing their enthusiasm and excitement, and people go, bullshit. That just means we're dumb, right? We're scared and we want to stay where we are. Why your level of enthusiasm? What have you? I mean, numbers wise, investment wise, advice, health wise. Why so obsessed? Because people start to explain it's like a cult. Like it's a good fucking cult.
It's a good cult.
I just don't get any cult leader benefits. I want cult. Still paying a lot of tax.
Yeah.
Still don't get my own lane on the highway. Explain this for someone that's listening for the first time, but because I can tell you what will happen. Someone will see or hear this, YouTube, Spotify, whatever, Apple. They're going to hear this or watch it, and you're going to meet them at an event in 3 months or 6 months or the Christmas party this year. You're going to meet them, right? And they're going to go, thank you. I listen to you. I can see you're real. I stalked you on social. So why for you are you so deep into this? Explain to people what's changed. How do you put words to it?
You go first because I don't want to get emotional.
I'll get the tissue.
my friends and family don't see me get emotional, so you go
all right.
first. No, you tell your why, because I.
Yeah, your friends and family are going to see this and go, you've joined a cult.
Yep.
What do you do? We'll talk about that in a second. Actually, before we do that, take the emotion out. Before you tell us what's changed, how do you go with friends and family? Like, are they asking what you're doing? Are you sharing what you're doing? Are you keeping it internal at the moment until today?
We try to share to some people. Some people just say, yeah, okay, whatever, and just turn around and just walk away. And some people take it on board.
Yeah.
My brother's taken it on board.
Okay.
He's done the masterclass recently.
Just on the weekend.
Hopefully he gets accepted as a client. We'll see. Time will tell.
Okay. I don't know. Does he put
Hint,
his trolley
hint,
back?
hint, hint.
Hint, hint. Did he say anything dumb in the chat bar on the
I
weekend?
told him to shut up, don't talk, answer the questions. the yes and the no's and but don't talk.
What was his feedback to you after the masterclass? Did he understand why after you gave him that advice?
Yeah.
He goes, it was unreal information overload.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He-
Okay.
He
Yeah.
didn't know half the things that
No.
we were going through, but he
That's
took
good.
everything on board.
Okay.
So he wrote everything down on a paper.
Good.
So
That's
But
what I mean. If you write it all down, it
Yeah.
makes sense later,
Yeah.
all right? Okay, well, I'll look at his application.
We
I'm sure
didn't
I'll have his application will be here shortly.
We didn't necessarily get the response we wanted from everyone, the excitement side of things. So it has dialed down a little bit how much we say now. We obviously want to share because we feel like we could change their lives. Like, why would you hold something in that could change their life? But I personally was starting to get a little bit upset if people weren't as excited as me.
Okay.
So I had to dial it back a little bit because,
Okay.
it wasn't worth me getting upset about.
All right, well, Bill, you start. What is it that's changing in your day-to-day life, your finances, your health, your wealth, your relationships? What's changing? Why are you so obsessed with this?
we're
Put it to words.
so much closer now together because we actually do everything together now. Like
So you didn't before?
Before it was just a little bit separate. Like I was doing my own thing and with the kids, and then Sarah was doing her own thing. But now it's sort of Infinity sort of brought us more together. Like,
There's a couple more kids on the way.
but-
Bum, bum,
No,
bum.
no, no more kids
No,
on the way.
two's enough.
No,
Yeah.
no.
So mum and dad came from overseas. So my background's Greek originally. So they came. They didn't know English.
Yeah.
They started their life here in Australia. Fortunately, they both own their own homes now,
Okay.
but they've got no super,
Mm-hmm.
and they're living on the pension. So
Yeah.
that's something I don't want to do, and that's something I don't want to take
And that's
my
very
kids through as well.
It's very stereotypical, right? Because Europe forget owning property in a lot of places, right?
Yep.
And if you do, the market's very different. Hardworking migrants didn't know English, broke their backs, worked their gut, did get their own home, which is a fucking big kudos, but
Yep.
no super, no pension,
No.
or maybe just the old age pension.
Old age
right?
pension, yeah.
But they've been able to own their own home,
Yep.
but nothing beyond that.
Nothing.
And I know for Nan, when she was still here, bless her cotton socks, she got excited over a cup of tea with the same tea bag 8 times in one day. It was like dishwater. She wouldn't take money from me. They're so thrifty, right, from that era. But they just sort of exist.
Yeah.
It's really sad. They don't get to experience as much as they should. But they did own their home. That's
They
important.
did,
Yeah.
yes.
But
it
nothing
was-
beyond that.
Yeah, 4 of us, so 4 siblings. So holidays was very minimal. Obviously, 4 kids. It was hard to get out. I don't want to give that to my kids. I want to take my kids on holidays. I want to help them out in life. I want to pay for their uni fees. I want to help them out with their first property.
Okay.
And that's the reason why we've actually come on board as well. So
Okay. So you're spending more time together as a couple.
yep,
And you can see that you're going to be able to do these things that are important to you.
100%.
Okay. There was no plan for that before?
No,
You wanted it,
I wanted it.
no plan.
I just told her we're stuck now. That's it. We'll pay our mortgage off in 30 years, sell our investment property. That'll pay the rest of the mortgage off.
So this time so go back then, not this time, Feb, before you
Yeah.
found us. Go Feb 2024. What financial conversations did you have at home?
It was,
It was, I hope the interest rates go down so we can
That's-
pay our house off quicker.
yeah, that's it.
I thought the talk is they're coming down. It's okay. We'll be all right.
Okay. So interest rates hopefully go down to be better.
Yeah,
We'll sell the old home, the investment, and that'll help us retire.
yeah.
Or your strategy, refinancing.
My strategy was refinancing. Look, $4,000. The
Cash
offering
back.
$4,000 cash back. I've done it like 3 times.
3 or 4 times.
I actually had a comment on socials the other day. A lady said, I'm the refinance cashback king. I've done it like 9 times.
Yep.
My credit score's great, but no bank will give me a loan anymore. I don't understand. I said, your credit score's great, is it? Banks know you're fucking terrible, right? Because you're going back to the beginning of the graph, paying mortgage registration fees, discharge fees, this, that,
Yep.
and going again over 30. You're actually never getting anywhere. You're actually worsening your position. And then also not paying extra payments. So just starting again and again. That's not smart, because then they get the $4,000 and spend it on shit. They're not paying it off the principal. And then when they borrow each time, they're borrowing a bit more if they had a bit of equity. So you were that loop.
Yep.
Which was obviously really hard because Bill thought he was doing the right thing.
Yeah, in
And when-
fairness, you think you are.
And then when you explain things, I know it devastated him. He thought, "Oh my God, what I've ruined our position because I thought I was doing the right
Yeah,
thing."
but you're killing it now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so refinancing, sell that old home, and hopefully rates will come down. Very
hopefully.
generic,
Yeah.
basic conversations.
Yeah.
Happy, sad, stressed? Just
Oh, we were happy. I think
cruising?
we prided ourselves in a really good relationship, but stressed in that our goals seemed very far off. Like
Okay.
where we wanted to live eventually was like a 20 or 30 year plan. We didn't have 1 or 2 year plans.
Okay.
I was stressing the kids, they're going to grow up soon. I want to put them in private schools. Where we're going to find the $7
money.
grand a term.
Yeah, he really
And I
started to
was-
stress about that.
I was stressing out.
Okay. So, okay, that makes sense. All right, without getting too emotional, go on to...
Look, very similar. We obviously you do it for your family, and Bill had always tried to find something, and I don't know why, but always thinks to himself that he's not as educated and he's not as smart, and he puts himself down a little bit because maybe I'm in the more, the role that I, for work for me, is, the smart role, and he felt like he was just a forky and he couldn't provide what he wanted to provide for us.
So he put himself in a box.
Yeah. And I don't know why, because he was providing, as a dad, I'm very, very lucky. He's stay-home dad and he does everything for the kids. It's beautiful. It's really, really nice. But financially, he thought he wasn't providing enough for us. But he found you. So nothing will take
Mate,
that
take
away.
that one to the bank.
Nothing can take that back now. So
Well done. Okay. So, relationship was great, but it seems to be even better.
yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So we're losing weight, we're eating clean, we've got routine, we're killing it financially. What about so people that are going, I don't have an old home to sell, right? So they're like, we're struggling with our home. How's debt reduction go for you guys?
It's going great, the debt reduction.
Yeah.
I'm on income protection.
Yep.
Sarah's on mat leave.
Yep.
I'm
We
on
just put an
half
extra
pay.
$4,000 on the month on the loan.
So let's talk about this, right? Because people got a lot of excuses and everything's bullshit. So income protection at the moment with an injury.
Yep.
Maternity leave.
Half pay.
We're
Half
on.
pay.
We're on.
We're on the lowest
lowest.
income that we could ever be receiving. And if we went to the bank today and said, give us a loan for our home, they would say no.
Yeah, we're on about
They did already.
100 combined at the moment.
Yep. Instead of 200.
Instead of 200.
Okay, so for everyone listening at home, I need to almost edit this and put this at the beginning.
Yeah.
We're getting about 50 grand each a year at the moment from income protection until we can return to work and we're all fixed up and everything,
Yep.
fingers
Yep.
crossed, touch wood.
Yep.
That's all good.
Yeah.
And mat leave half pay.
Yeah.
So really, we're on the lower spectrum of being able to sustain a mortgage, run a household with a family of 4, all these sorts of things. We're probably in a position that's a bit tougher than ever right now.
Yeah. We were knocked back for refinancing, let alone buying anything else. We tried to refinance just before we moved into the house in November,
Okay.
and we got knocked back by
Got knocked
banks
back.
for
Several banks.
refinancing because of the position we were in.
Okay. But we've still been able to pay the mortgage down. $4,000 you said in the last month?
Sweep on 2 days ago.
2 days
Sweep
ago.
was $4,000.
$4,000.
Because you're having a meal plan,
Yeah.
Yep.
eating clean, spending time exercising, spending time together as a family that we never had any of the time or the money,
Yeah.
not using a credit card, yet we put $4,000 off the loan in a month on lower incomes.
That's not including our repayments too. Like our repayments are coming out every week.
The minimum, yeah.
Well, not even the minimum. The minimum went down and I left it at what it was. So principal off the loan, maybe $6,000 this month.
So what I'm hearing for people at home to rationalize, human beings in Australia spend money on shit
Yeah.
A
and
lot of shit.
waste time on shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know because I've specifically taken social media off my phone for a month, just as a test. Because you guys know I'm the first to respond and I'm in there and I'm across every platform and all. And I was like, do you know what? This isn't good for me, right? And the next 3-4 weeks, I'm really, because I had an injury during 75, I'm like, I'm going fucking balls to the wall, right? I'm going to nail this next couple of weeks to make up for the injury time. Like, I can't be spending time scrolling through the fucking fakeverse. So I'm like, get rid of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyone that annoyed me, I went and blocked. And I was like, oh, I'm not interested in that rubbish. Block, 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 block. And anyone that was stupid, block. People, assholes or knobsticles wasting my time, block. And then I went, you know what? If I'm blocking out all this noise, I might as well not even entertain it.
Yeah.
Unless I'm at work during business hours, I'll put some allocated time to it. I'll go and respond and help people. And outside of that, fuck off. I'm going to live my life with my wife.
That's it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's,
Yeah.
it's a different thought process. Because, I mean, whether it's reading the paper back in the day or social media now or Married at First Sight or some shit on TV, we spend a lot of time on shit.
Yeah.
Sure do.
So I'm hearing you guys have completely reshaped your whole lifestyle.
Yeah.
Flipped it upside down.
Yeah.
All because I'm feeling still Megan and Jeremy and the Cherry family.
Yeah.
So you've listened to somebody else that you're related to and went, this is either complete bullshit or I want to be that person.
Yeah. Well, on that, I sent you a message on socials, and I looked at it before February 18, or February 18. I'd just done the masterclass,
Yeah.
and I messaged you and I said, we just did it. Thank you. It was amazing. I learnt so much. You don't know us yet, but one day you will. Because
We'll have to screenshot this and we'll
Yeah.
put it into the show notes here or
Yeah.
here. I don't know, somewhere near our head or
Yeah.
your head. We'll put it in the show notes for you. We'll screenshot it and get the team to put
Yeah.
up on the YouTube version if anyone's listening.
yeah, I said one day you'll know us, and one day that'll be us doing a podcast.
Okay.
And never in my wildest dreams did I think it would be now. Years down the line when we could prove that we were good enough, but not months. Like it just, yeah, it hits.
If you put your mind to something,
Yeah,
you can get it done real quick.
This is the thing. Nothing worth having comes easy.
No.
I think these days people are like, oh, I deserve to own a home. I deserve to eat out. I deserve to buy 3 cars. We can also deserve whatever the fuck we want. But unless you put your mind to it
Yep.
and focus on it and actually have it, like if you get in the car to go to work, like I would have a plan today, right? It's always fuck, my life's chaos. I plan to leave at this time and I plan to drive that way. Oh, there's an incident on the road. I need an alternate plan. But you have to have a plan to get to your destination.
yeah,
And it's funny that we all go through life with zero plan. But you guys have clearly got a plan now. So you should be bloody proud of yourselves. We'll put that screenshot
yeah.
in there.
Thank you.
What do you, when you said now you're in and you're waiting for the next thing and the next thing, explain that to people. What are you chasing now? Like obviously the Christmas party.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
But you got to donate, remember?
of course.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
We're in with that.
Yeah.
Last year was wild. You got this in the video of last
Yeah.
year, and I
We saw
said
the
to
We
him,
just missed out a couple months too
we did
late.
250 grand for the Kmart salvos, and bless them as well. Kmart, on the day, I think we did like a 40, 50 grand shopping trip just at Robina. They matched it dollar for dollar. We didn't know that because the Current Affair come and did a story. I was like,
Yeah.
shit, they do good stories. And they were like, did some cool story, but Kmart, we walked past and I heard, and I've watched the video since then, they matched it dollar for dollar, which was pretty special,
That's
right?
unreal.
But we did like 250 grand last year. So this year, we're going to do $500,000.
Easy.
But I said to him, because we booked out all of SeaWorld, I said to everyone, do not show up, even if you donated $1. Do not show up to this free party. I've got the bar tab, the food, the entertainment as well. Do not show up without a present for a little boy or a little girl or a single parent or something. Do not show up without a present. 5 trucks.
Crazy.
The front of SeaWorld, like you couldn't, like, it was wild. Like I get emotional things. So this year, I'm like, we're going to do 500 grand.
Yeah.
And then I can imagine 10 trucks. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like not only did people go and donate cash online or go to Kmart with their kids and explain we're shopping for another little boy, or like that shit's special.
Yeah.
Really special.
And I think that's probably a side of things that maybe you and Beck say that you know, but I don't think you truly know how much you're shaping people's lives and personalities and changing our mindset on being good people and having the opportunity to be good people because you're setting us up. Because obviously everyone tends to put themselves first or their family first,
Fair,
but
yeah.
by you putting us first as your clients, we are then able to put other people first as well.
That's all we ask. If you give a little back.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's impossible now.
Perfect example. We were on the plane last night, and we're in different seats. So
We were separate because
We
it
were
was
separate.
very last minute,
Okay.
and we were sitting separate. And I'm stressing because I've got a newborn at 8 o'clock at night on a plane, and we were in opposite roads.
And a gentleman saw us sort of struggling to get into the seats, and he's looked up at us and he goes, "Oh, do you want to swap seats, you know. I
Well,
could
that's
go
nice.
in the other middle. He was an aisle seat.
He was
Yeah.
a tall bloke
He
too.
was tall, he was big like me,
Yeah.
and
To then move to a
he
middle
just
seat.
moved to my middle seat,
Wow.
which was in the next row.
Yeah.
And then I go to
That's
Sarah,
pretty nice.
What a gentleman, you know.
Yeah.
So I bought him his lunch and I bought him a drink.
Oh, when you got off the plane.
No,
Well, when the
plane,
trolley came around, we
Ah.
we grabbed the air hostess and said, whatever he wants,
whatever he wants,
we'll pay for
we're
it.
paying for it.
Yeah. Okay.
And he,
It's all
said,
about being good
thanks.
people.
Just
It's-
something little.
That gets me remote because
Yeah.
if you can instill that culture into which Beck and I try every day, if you can instill that culture into people, it actually costs nothing to be nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
that gentleman's had a flight
Yep.
for an hour or two. He's uncomfortable, but you've got a new, 2 young kids.
Yeah.
Like he's made that decision to go. If that was my family or me and I would need that help, right? It costs nothing to be nice,
Yeah.
but then you repay that kindness.
Yep.
He'll always do that. If he's having the worst day, even he's like, oh, tough shit, you know what I mean? Or somebody asked him,
Yep.
he'd think, you know what? That person last time, even if somebody doesn't buy him a sandwich,
Yep.
at least the thought's there.
And I got repaid again because the air hostess gave it for free.
The
Did she?
the air hostess came up to
She goes,
us
"Yeah."
afterwards
Yep.
and said, I told him that you did it for him. He said, thanks, but it's on me, guys. So
Ah,
we didn't.
so
we
now-
Brought forward once again.
So now we're talking about an infinite loop,
Yep.
infinity.
Yep.
And she got emotional. She looked down and she said to us, wow, that's really nice of you guys. And I thought to myself, wow, if that's nice, people must be horrible. Because do you know what I mean? Like, if that's such a big deal that we just bought him a pie and a Coke,
Yeah.
like, how horrible are people if that's like...
But honestly, you said it before. We naturally put ourselves first. It's a dog eat. Look at the COVID era. It's a dog eat dog. We're fighting, punching on over toilet paper, let alone water or food, right? Shows you what people... And these things happen and people do. They hoard. They're rude. They're assholes. So you're right. When buying a pie and a Coke for someone or swapping seats with someone is kind, and you see this shit on social media now, people are like, I'm not swapping seats. I bought the seat. Well, you guys had to travel last minute and there was only those 2 seats.
That's right, yeah.
Things happen. People don't think about other people.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much to be nice. It costs
Not at
nothing
all.
to be nice. And people will be surprised. One of my mentors and good friends, karma is a real thing.
Yep.
If you do wrong, if you take $1 that's not yours, it's not that you'll lose $10. It won't just come back monetary. It'll come back in the deepest, darkest, most horrific way. It could be a family member you love gets sick.
Yeah.
Could be you hurt yourself. It's not always monetary. Never take $1 you don't deserve, and it costs nothing to be nice. And if you do right, that gentleman did the right thing.
Yep.
You offered something that was kind. It's good karma. The hostess then, and I'm sure that's still in a loop,
It's,
Yeah.
right? Something now will happen beautiful and amazing for that air hostess or man or woman, whatever, right?
Yep.
And then it will just continue on in that loop. I love that. That's fucking epic.
And you're a financial business and we're talking about this stuff. Like, that's what I find is
we're
crazy.
not really a finance company. you know
No,
what I
but
mean?
people think that like it's a cult and that you're trying to sell a product or sell something.
I mean,
and
we are a finance company. For those
Yeah.
people listening at home, just to be clear, we make our money out of doing loans, right? But we are a finance, but we have that. I put up all the time, hashtag not just a finance
no,
company.
you're changing
Any
people.
person out there can sell you a loan. Anyone can sell you a car, a house, a loan, whatever. Not many people, corporate sustainability and responsibility, give a shit about someone's health.
Yeah.
Give a shit about charitable or giving back. Not many people give a shit about the mindset of their clients. I can sell you a loan. I get the same amount of money whether I sell you a loan and never talk to you again or whether I do something for you after that. But if I can give you the right loan and the right structure and have team to hold you to account and help you get healthy, wealthy and wise and get you to give back, like, we're not a business. We're creating a community.
Yeah.
And guess what? There's us and there's them. And I only want to be involved in us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because on the outside, we know our relationships are good but not great. We don't really have the money to do the things we want to do. We're miserable. We're just existing.
And I think you've just answered the question of why you why did we trust you? Why did we trust to jump in so quickly? And it's exactly that. And again, I'm not going to get emotional because Bill doesn't know this part, but another reason why I knew we made the right decision, we were at the after party a couple of weeks ago for our first REM.
Oh, yeah.
And you were there next to Savage when they were playing the
That was a
songs when
surprise to me, by the way.
Yeah,
I didn't know that
I
was
could
happening.
tell.
Yeah,
And-
I didn't know. They were like, oh, because sometimes I can't, like, You see those days. Sometimes I do a 18 or a 22-hour day. I come off stage at midnight, and then I'm jacked, right?
Yeah.
And then I go take a sleeping tablet, and I'm like, fuck. And it's like 1 or 2 o'clock. I go to sleep, and I'm up at 5.
Yeah.
And then I'm back on stage at 8. And it's like, and then I'm in the after party at midnight. And I don't even usually drink at them because it's not good if I do. There's been a couple that's not good, right? When you've been awake that long, and I'm shaking hands and this and that. But yeah, I didn't necessarily like, you have to come to the after party. I'm like, guys, I'm cooked. Like, I've just done 300 and something photos. I've been on stage from 8:30 till, so it's 10 o'clock when the after party started?
Yeah.
So, like, I've gone 14 hours, right? And on a few hours sleep. And I'm like, I'm cool. Like, we have a surprise for you. I'm like, all right, we'll come up. And then sure as shit, we've got Savage singing My G and opening and FT.
Yeah.
Fucking sick, sorry, but yeah.
No, that's all right.
So,
So, yeah, you were there, and Beck was up on the stairs looking down and was recording because she obviously didn't want to come down and be any of attention.
She doesn't like any
No,
attention.
we can tell.
She runs the company. She doesn't like doing any of this stuff,
So
right?
she was
She's
up
there,
there.
but
Yeah, she was up there recording. And the way you were looking up at her is the way Bill looks at me. It was, you're just normal people. You're happy. You've got a really good relationship. And that's when I knew, we're good. We're safe.
I was looking at it, and I get that because I'm looking at her going, come, like,
Yeah.
come, I get emotional. I'm like, come here, like, it's your limelight too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm sitting there not knowing what to do with myself, like a little schoolboy, like, oh, it's Savage, right?
Yeah.
And I get emotional, but then I'm like, babe, this is your business, it's your baby, and it's your brains that built this. But she's so humble.
Yeah.
When she speaks, it carries weight. I'm like, yes, dear, right? But she doesn't like any limelight. She doesn't need it. She doesn't want it.
Yeah.
She just loves the results. So,
But
yeah.
I can see the genuine happiness that you have, and it's just you're bringing us all along for the ride and making sure we don't miss out as well.
I love that. So let me pick your brain. What would you share to a family right now at home that's on income protection or mat leave, or they've got reduced income? Is it all too good to be true? Are they so fucked up that we can't help them? Or someone, doesn't have to be me, someone can't. I mean, very different what we do compared to anyone on the planet. But what would you say for people at home that are like, it's too hard, I'm fucked, my income's reduced, or even go back when you're on normal income and you're bobbling along and using the credit card. What good tips and guidance could you give to a random stranger? Your kindness today, you could get thousands of people listening to this. What are a couple of tips you could give them?
Just don't wait. So when I first started listening to all these podcasts, I was happy, and I sort of had accepted that we'll do it in a couple of years' time. They won't accept us now. We've got young kids. I'm not working full time. This is my goal. I'm going to work towards doing it in a few years. But we didn't have to wait a few years. You can do it with a baby. And that was another reason why I wanted to be on a podcast. Everyone that knows me, I hate being in front of a camera.
Okay.
I hate being center of attention. But everyone you had, all these amazing families you had, they all had a little bit older kids. They were 8, 9,
They're
13.
at school. They don't
They're a
have
bit
daycare,
older. There was
yeah.
no one that had babies.
Yep.
And they weren't in the newborn trenches. Like, we had an 8-week-old, we had a 2.5-year-old. I wanted other families in those trenches to realise that they could do it then and not later. You don't have to give up your life and wait until they're older till you could do it. And
That's a common thing, right? And it's got to be harder for mums than it is for us, right? We don't have, I mean, I could probably chest feed, but not breast. But, we don't have to breastfeed. They typically want mum, not dad, middle, all that sort of stuff. It's much harder, right? We don't have to stop our careers. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel for Beck all the time. I'm like, I want kids. And she's like, if I said to you right now, poof, tomorrow, you're so uncomfortable and about to give birth and you have to stop, you can't go to work tomorrow. Imagine telling me that. Like, what do you fucking mean? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'll just give birth on stage. You know what I mean? Like, I've been carrying for a while. It's so much, I don't think men give kudos to it. It's so much harder. And then, all of that time after that. So I really appreciate that, because not only have you gone, you can do this having babies and kids under 5, you can just having a newborn baby. You can do it when you're breastfeeding. You can also go and lose weight, get fit, get health. You don't have to just go goo goo gaga, I'm a mum. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I think we put mums in a box, or they put themselves in a box and be like, right, I'm going to sit at home for 6 months and maybe go get a coffee in my activewear and push, and it must be fucking hard. It must be really hard.
But that's what it is. It's hard, but it's not an excuse.
So it's hard.
It's hard. 100% it's hard,
Yeah.
but it's not an excuse, and it shouldn't
So
stop you.
So just getting through the minimums every day is hard.
Yeah.
So it's harder.
Well, it
to
makes
actually-
it worthwhile, doesn't it? So it makes the hard worthwhile. So that those hard days become worthwhile because you've got something that's going to come out of it.
You only get one life. So not doing any life at all for 6 or 12 months. Okay, we've had a baby. You guys have not lost. In fact, you've bought. People say you can't buy time and money.
have.
You've bought time and money. You've cleared interest. You've put yourself years and years ahead. Fitness, health wise, raising young kids. You guys have literally bought yourselves time and money just by doing shit differently.
Yeah.
That's pretty powerful.
Yeah. Very.
Whoever's scared to do it, do the masterclass, do the free webinar.
Just do the free shit.
masterclass, do
Yeah.
the free shit, do the masterclass. You're not the type of person to say, I can't work with you, fuck off. This company, they'll tell you, you know, you're not ready yet, do this, this and this,
Yeah.
and then come back in 3 or 4 months, and then we can see
Which
if
we
can
get
take you
all
on.
the time.
Yeah.
Heaps
That's
of
right.
people, they
So-
go and do what we suggest. Then they come back and they go, hey, it's working. We've done this now and we're here. Then we can help you
Yeah.
ourselves.
But at least try and
At
see.
least try.
Don't
yeah.
sit like me at the start where I thought that I would just have to wait till they got older. And I said to Bill, I actually feel guilty for that there's families out there struggling when they could be doing this. But I mean, I'm a nobody. I'm not someone to go. I can't go out and convince them otherwise. But I actually feel guilty that there's families out there that are fighting or struggling when they could be doing what we're doing right now. We're not. We're just average.
Got to open your mind to it. Bob.
Yeah.
We're just from the northern suburbs in Melbourne.
Yeah.
It's just
So if one mum that's out there that's breastfeeding like I was at 2 a.m. listening to the
Jump on the
podcast, if I could help one of those mums,
Yeah.
day made. Like, and just on a little side note, Kerry, Gold Lady, if people, I was running in and out of REM 3 weeks ago, breastfeeding the little one upstairs.
Yep.
So little one was upstairs. I'd jump out. I'd miss a little bit of content.
Yep.
Bill would, let me know what I missed. And Kerry saw me sort of coming in and out. And I just mentioned to her, I've got to go breastfeed.
Yeah.
And she said, you're a super mum.
Yeah.
And it's gold. Like, and I want other mums out there to know they can do it.
Well said. Well said. How important is it that people do get, like you guys obviously got out of your own head, because everything I teach is the opposite of the entire fucking industry. That's why I piss so many people off, right?
completely opposite.
They really get upset. Mind you, what's interesting is, and I'll give some stats, there's about 22,000 brokers in Australia. Only about 2,000 of that, less than 10%, write more than $50 million a year in loans. That's $1 million a week, which the average home price in Australia is about $1 million, right? That means 20,000 experts don't even do a deal or two a week for $1 million or 2 deals for $500,000. That's fucking scary. So the industry gets upset at me, but I want to say this. When 90% of the industry don't do more than 1 or 2 deals a week, there's a fucking problem in the industry.
Yeah.
They're just selling something and they're not good at getting the lead to sell it, right? But I want to say this, there's 10% of my industry that are fucking experts. They're amazing. They're amazing men and women at what they truly care, like Beck and I do. But I want consumers to be aware it's very hard if you're just going to walk in off the street and pick the local chick or guy. Are they the 90% or the 10%? The stats say that they're the 90. So I just would say make sure that you're fine, if not us, an expert. But how important is it they get out of their own way? Because you really are. You're giving a good, honest message here that doesn't matter if we're pregnant, if we're like, you can still improve your position somewhat, right? You don't have to wait. Because I love hearing like people like, oh, I'll wait until we've had bub, or I'll wait. Yeah, we might not be able to do this for you, but you can probably do this for yourself right now if you take the time to learn. I love this message. So how important is it but that they get out of their own head?
It's the most important part. You're not gonna
move forward
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
If you're stuck in that mindset, you'll be stuck in it forever.
And it's okay if you're in that mindset. That's your self-protection. That's maybe your parents who love you telling you certain things, but you've now got a big community who it's telling you it's safe to get out of your head and come join us. You've got to trust. I know they say trust the process, but now you can actually trust the people.
What was that like being in a room of 600 nearly people, 550, 600 people, that you can hear, everyone's got a bit of Schwinkterpucker.
Yeah.
Day one, Friday night, I'm on stage. I'm like, then I'm like, we'll see. And then by like Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, people are like,
Like the shirts were unbuttoned.
yeah, everyone's
back
relaxed and I've eaten too much food. But how did you guys find that big? Because I say this all the time. I said, if you put 600 Tesla owners in a room together, there are going to be some amazing advocates. There's going to be some people really pissed off.
Yeah.
And there's going to be some people that are just, they're neutral. Oh, yeah, it's a good car. It could be a religion. It's going to be a couple of hundred happy people, faithful. It's going to be a couple of hundred disgruntled. Like, no matter what it is, I don't know a company or organisation on the planet that can do the community events we pay for, who puts 500-600 people in a room together for 4 days and you have breakfast together, lunch, dinner. No one on the planet can do that. I've thought about this more and more. There's always going to be disgruntled people.
Yeah.
So either if they're disgruntled, they feel comfortable to tell it, and we're so fucking good at fixing it and owning it, and shit can go wrong, people are happy with that, or we're so fucking good at what we do that it's fucking abnormal. But how good was it to be in a room with people and then to meet Kerry and her to tell you, so like, how important is that for you on your journey?
I was completely mind blowing. Like we've never been to anything like this before in our lives, and just the environment was unreal.
It's the buzz that you need when you're not getting it from your friends and family, the excitement. You all of a sudden realise that there is a community that does have that excitement for you.
And they're okay to talk about money and...
And you're all on the same page, and it's exciting. And I mean, our REM honestly couldn't have got any better if we had tried.
That was a pretty wild one.
Yeah,
Out of control.
but even on a personal note, like on the Saturday, we got a phone call while you were talking to say that our house had sold, our original investment property had sold, and we rang Zachy and Chris straight away and said, hey, can we do anything?
That's sold, this is done, that's done, we'll do some more investing.
We literally went next door and bought like that.
So you got a call from your agent that the property had sold. You're like, okay, property sold, we're going to have all this money, we're going to be back at work soon, sweet, and went next door to one of the team.
I said, what can we do?
And
can
sat
you do
down
some
and
numbers?
and bought property.
Yep.
Yeah, and they said, actually, we
Wow.
could make it work, and we just bought like that. Like it was just
About
crazy.
15, 20 minutes it took.
Yeah.
So you guys are actually, for what people wait until something sells, until we're back at work, until we're there, you guys are actually just going through the math and going, well, I can do this today if it happens then, and I can do this tomorrow. So you guys are pretty structured.
And we've got the people telling us. That's we didn't have to
It's all
think.
the guidance that we got.
Yeah,
which is
we've
great.
got an amazing team.
Team.
And they tell you, we call it, he dangled a carrot in front of me, because part of a condition for one of the properties was I had to go back to work a little bit sooner. So I was going back in May, and now I'm going back 4 months earlier.
Okay.
And Chris said, I'm going to dangle a carrot in front of you.
The carrot's a plan.
And it worked.
If you were doing this then, you can achieve this.
Yeah.
But it's up to you.
Yeah.
But it's up to us,
Yeah.
The advice is there.
Yeah.
And then it's up to us to execute it.
Well, at least you're here. You're going to stay for REM this weekend?
Yes.
Oh, how good.
Well, it was quite funny. We finished REM and we took a photo together at the front of the hotel, and we said, let's make it a goal. We want to be back here in 12 months. We want to try and get back to another REM in 12 months.
Did you get withdrawals when you went home?
Oh, it was horrible.
Instantly.
It was like you had no reason to live anymore. Like it was
Isn't that life? Like that's just party.
And in 2 days, we got a phone call to say, hey, would you like to come back as testimonials?
Oh, there you go.
So we didn't have to wait 12 months. We waited 2 days. So yeah, it was gold. And not to mention as well, the day after, I rang the RM to let her know we bought a property, and you answered the phone.
Yes. Yes. So when you were talking to a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, my mission every morning, pending diary, is when I come in usually, and I'm always on the bloody phone, I'm off the phone, and I tend to walk the pit.
Yeah.
And I'll say hello to every person on a Zoom with the team. I'll answer as many phones, like I'm a weirdo, right? I'm not sitting on some beach and some guy that's like, oh, I've made my money. Like, I love being in the thick of it. I did it yesterday. I was on people's Zooms. I'm like, hey, how you going? They're taking their heads. I'm like, what's going on? And then they're like, oh, hey. And the people are like, what the fuck? And I'm like, have you sold that fucking car yet? Like, whoa. Because, I mean, we've got a lot of clients, but I go through every stress. So my thing now is overseeing it all, right? Yeah. And I don't know, I love it. So it's like, hello, fuckers.
Walking proof. You answered the phone, and I thought, that's it. Our REM could not get any better, just to top it off.
Yep.
So yeah, and we won the chairman's package.
Oh, there you go. Well, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So are you going to save that till you've been back at work for a while and you're in the grind and you need a break one
Yeah,
weekend?
and when we don't have to worry about the babies as well.
Yeah.
So,
Give it some time. We'll
Yeah.
put it on hold for you.
Yeah.
The food's good, the wine's great. So.
Yeah.
And no 75 hard then. You
Yes.
have a couple of glasses of wine.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, I said to Bill as well, I said, I'm not coming back to do Rem again when I'm on 75 hard. It's not fair. There's too much good food. There's too much...
Sorry. All right, well, don't come this weekend.
Again, I just watch.
That's right. Nick's doing the Saturday morning walk with
Okay.
everyone again. So
Yeah. All right.
Oh, good.
yeah. There you go. Well, guys, I want to thank you for being so raw and honest, and so much has happened for you so quick. But it's probably one of the best examples we've got of if you put your mind to it, you can, and if you don't, you won't.
No.
You say you can't, you're right.
Yeah.
If you say you can, you're right. You're always, all of us are capable of doing a bit more. It's the people that sit home and go, I can't budget any better. I can't do it. Give yourself an uppercut. We can all do better if you get somebody else to look at your shit, right?
Yeah.
Because you're going to make shit up for yourself to feel comfortable. So I wanted to really thank you guys for being so raw and honest, and for obviously trusting so much, but the proof's in the pudding, right? You're going to have to, everyone has to trust someone at some point in their life. It could go horrifically wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
It could go really well. So I wanted to thank you for trusting us to help you guys on the journey. But I also wanted to ask you if there was any questions you had for me or Beck and I. I mean, Beck's not here today, but if you had any questions for me.
Yeah, I do actually.
Okay.
I had my little list prepared. So obviously, big boss. You're the big boss here.
Well, Beck's the big boss.
Well, yeah,
I'm the
okay.
little boss.
All right, the
I've got to always
bosses.
remember that. One of the bosses.
If that wasn't your role, what position do you reckon you would take in the company? And not Toothless Timmy.
That would be my full-time dream.
Where do you think you would, if you were just someone off the street coming to apply for Infinity, where do you reckon you would fit in?
That's a really good question. I mean, when we started Infinity, to go back to give you some context, Beck was the relationship manager, personal banker for everybody. And we used to have authority for your statements a copy to come to us every month. And she'd put every page on the floor. And she'd go through with coloured highlighters. And she'd look for your food, fuel, fun each week. And anything else, and she'd go orange, pink, green. And she would highlight it all, put it together, type a letter, smiley face and scratchy, or call G. She was the personal banker for hundreds of clients. And she did a month end every month, and it used to take her 2 weeks to send a month end. Wow. So from the 30th of the month or 28th, 30th, she would do that for 7, 10, 12 days, sometimes 2 weeks as we got bigger, to then send them all out in the physical mail, right, and email a copy. And then just as she'd start helping with other shit, it'd be end of month again, and she'd be doing that again for 2 weeks. So, and Beck would do all the strategy. So outside of that, 12, 15 hours a day, she would be writing my strategy notes for me before I'd come in and have a meeting with you. So it was all done in draft. I was more execution and brain on the spot. She's very clinical and research driven. And then I would do the loan and the investing and all of that, and sit with you for 2, 3, 4 hours. And that's all I used to do. From breakfast at 6 a.m. was my first client every day. Hey, come early, I'll give you breakfast. Then they go to work. And I do that all the way through. My last meeting was usually 8 or 10 o'clock at night. And we lived in Port Macquarie, and I drive to Coffs Harbour and back every day when we first started the company, and back to Brisbane. And then we moved to Sydney, and we lived between Port Macquarie and Sydney. And we would do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in Port Macquarie. I'd text Beck as we'd finish a meeting at 10 or 11 o'clock at night and have pizza for clients while we're doing shit. Hey, yep, be downstairs in 15. She'd be in the basement in the car park, car packed, ready to go. 11 o'clock at night, we'd drive from Port Macquarie to Sydney. Halfway, and everyone knew I used to email and say, I promise you, before I go to sleep, I'll email, text, or call you. So I'd look at everything. She'd have a summary for me. She'd be like, hey, you need to text these 4 people, Doug and Letitia, Corrine and Andrew. They said they're going to stay awake. They've got a burning question. So I text them straight away. Hey, are you awake? I'm in the car. And I'd ring them and talk to them. Then I'd go through emails and respond to every email. And then about halfway is at the Heather Break, I can't remember, the pie shop somewhere. We were about halfway, we'd stop, get a feed, because I hadn't had dinner, or I did or didn't eat pizza. We'd swap. Beck would check email responses and stuff for me, and I'd drive. Usually I'd let her drive at the beginning, and then we'd go to swap, and I go, I'm tired. And Paul Beck would drive like 5.5 hours. And we'd get to our place in Sydney. And then first thing in the morning, we'd sleep. And first thing in the morning, couple hours sleep, we'd go in and do a 6 or 7 o'clock client meeting and do Thursday, Friday, Saturday in Bella Vista. So to give context, this business was built with no days off. We didn't have personal social media. Had a $14,500 Volkswagen Jetta that used to, or Passat thing that used to pull to the left because I think the strut or control arm thing was broken. We practiced what we preached. We lived on a budget, by the takeaway and the drive and the energy drinks. And we'd get there and then we'd do Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then like Saturday afternoon, we finished last meeting, same process. The car was packed. I'd go down and meet Beck, get in the car, start calling, texting, emailing. And sometimes we'd get Sundays off. And we were just like, always spend time with family. We'd have lunch with family or whatever. And that's how we built the business. Yeah. So going back, what would I do? I would probably be back in that advisor strategist role. Yeah. Because I really enjoy that. And at the beginning, telling you what's possible, like a Chris or a Luke or a Christine, or, you know, I really enjoy that. And then saying, well, this is what's possible, and then putting it into place and executing it. And then if we get to here, then this is possible. And I like joining those dots. So I had a lady email me last night from 2017. I got her into a property for $399,000. And today it's worth somewhere between, I'm going to say $850 to $950. And I won't name her for privacy and all that. She randomly emailed me last night because all my details are the same, right? Phones, this, that. And she's like, hey, Graham, I don't know if you remember. And I remembered everything about her. Yeah. Fucking weird, right? Because I'd spent 3-4 hours in a boardroom with her, maybe 5 times, right? In the old days pre-COVID. Yeah. And she's like, hey, this is done so well and you helped me do this. But you told me I couldn't do this until I achieved X. Yeah. That's 8 years ago. What's she done? She's achieved everything I told her to do. She's come back. There's no way she's going to go to anyone else. She's a beautiful lady. Now, I don't see clients anymore, right? So I've then given her to one of the ladies in the business who I know, white kit glove, super diligent, and she's already emailed her last night, and they're talking on the phone today. So that level of, hey, we do what we say we will. If not, we'll just undo it and fix it. So I think for me, it's that. Now, I don't see clients. I just don't have capacity. I'm here and there, and everything. But I've got 20 versions of me now that I've been able to teach and train. The problem in business a lot is people are scared of being copied or giving their IP or whatever. I was that guy for years. I teach everything I've ever learnt now openly, willingly, so I can go off and have a family and be a business owner, not an operator. So short answer, long answer, but short answer to just share. I'm still, as you hear me talk, I'm still really passionate about that design, structural from day dot. Yeah. I still love that. So I think I'd be back in a strategy role.
Well, jumping on that kind of is my next question, is that if you weren't crazy busy and you had time to actually maybe be our RM or our strategist, right? Obviously, not having spent time a heap of knowing our file sort of thing, what's a goal that you would give us personally to work towards? So I find that all the goals that we've given our team, they just make them happen. I'm struggling to come up with a goal to work towards because they're just making them happen straight away.
It's interesting, right?
Yeah.
You don't realise what's possible, which is why I laugh at a lot of 90% of my industry. And they can get the shits and they take me out of groups and forums. Like we did an ad recently where we quoted the statistics of the average income of a mortgage broker in Australia and the facts that we researched that most of them still have X amount of years on their home loan because they refinance and think that's good. That shows you the lack of knowledge and the lack of execution of these experts, right? So they got the shits with us and said, how dare you attack? We're not attacking other brokers. Listen, motherfucker, I quoted the truth and you clearly can't handle the truth, right? That's not insulting. That's factual. Now, if you get your knickers in a knot over that, you need to change careers because you got upset about the truth. That shouldn't upset you. You should be like, maybe I should listen to this fat little fuck, right? So I think going back to that, it's amazing that we don't realise what's possible. So if you said right now we've got a couple, 2-3 investments at the moment?
Yeah, so 4 months we've got 2 investment properties and paid a fair bit off our loan as well.
And organising our self-managed fund.
Yeah.
So and that could be property, it could be stocks, could be 3 properties, one, it could be stocks, bonds, whatever, right? Whatever the financial planner says. So if I look at that and say, okay, if we're going to have 2 properties today plus our home and we're smashing down that debt, well, then why are we not aiming for 4?
Okay.
So in other words, double your investment position now.
Yeah.
When I say now, I mean in the next 12 to 24 months to ensure that we at least have our foot on or can control 4 investments, not 2.
Yeah.
And there's a way to do that.
Yeah.
I know a guy.
Yeah. Sounds good.
That sounds good.
So that's what I call the G strategy, right? Is
Yeah.
where we take a bit more risk, structured risk.
Yeah.
We understand that the cost benefit analysis, the risk versus reward, but I'd be saying we should be aiming for 4, not 2.
Done.
We can work on that over the weekend.
Okay.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Because then we can do a part 2 to this.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it's July 2025. You started in Feb. We got the home paid down from 550 to like 335. We got rid of the credit card. We did the, we can talk about it, all right? We've got 2 investments. Well, maybe in a couple of months' time, we can sit down and go, we've got 3 investments or 4 investments.
Yeah.
And people go, what the fuck is this cult? You know what I mean? Like, what is this
Yeah.
bullshit? No way. Cool. Then keep scrolling. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
Will to you forever. All right. So I think we aim for 4.
The
But yeah.
last question's on you.
I think it's doable.
Or the last question's on you for the movies.
You quote a lot of movies on stage.
Movies.
Are you
Yeah, like little
what,
quotes from movies. Like
Are
little
you a big
funny
movie buff?
one-liners.
Yeah. Because
Like
given
your
I've-
one-liners are real cool, but
And
no one laughs.
No one
because
laughs
they
and
don't
we're
get it.
laughing. Like,
Yeah.
We're the only ones laughing on the table.
Yeah, I think only child,
Yeah.
single mother, so a lot of time in my own head.
Yeah.
But growing up, like besides sport or little athletics, cross country, soccer, indoor, outdoor, all that
Yeah.
stuff, and then mum's always worked multiple jobs, right? So for me, my spare time, if I wasn't doing sport, I was watching a movie,
Yeah.
right? And my thing had always been, and like outside of sport, I don't do people. So it was sport, it was a movie. So we'd be in Video Easy back in the day.
Yeah.
Like even many moons ago, when I moved interstate from Sydney to Queensland as a young bloke, and I had a relationship breakup at the time, I used to go to Blockbuster. And I used to go down to Block. My Friday night was I used to go for a jog when I was still fit and healthy. I'd go for a jog around the block, have a shower, go down to Blockbuster. I'd go to the Thai restaurant and order a steamed rice and a green curry chicken. Might get a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
I'd go in a Blockbuster and get like 6 movies because it was like 6 for 5 for whatever.
Yeah. Chinging
right?
releases and
his eyes are lighting up.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
him.
100%, right?
Yeah.
And I'd sit there and I'd just watch movies until I fall asleep on the couch and go wake up and go, and I'd go go to bed. I'm a pretty
Top
boring.
5 movies of all time? Bill wants to know.
Yeah,
He
top
wants
5
to know.
Shit.
Or a couple.
Oh, man.
or a couple.
Really, we could go real back. Beck's favourite's Jurassic Park, which is out
Yep.
now. So
Yep.
we've got to go watch that.
Yep.
Yeah.
We just watched F1. Probably one of the best sporting
Okay.
movies I've ever
Wow,
seen in my
okay.
life because Lewis Hamilton produced it. Go watch it. Very
Yeah.
realistic. Beck loves Jurassic Park. As a kid growing up, I loved all the Terminators, which I kind of think now we're going back
So
to
now I know why you're
Terminators.
friends. That's how you
Now,
found each
now we're
other.
talking.
John
Yeah.
Connor, Sarah
Yeah.
Connor. I used to love Weekend at Bernie's,
Oh,
which is a random one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weekend at Bernie's. The boss passed away or whatever. They pretended he was alive. It's a quirky one. Terminator. What else? I'm just trying to think. What else? Then like, I don't know why. I think war's horrific. But I've watched every war movie a gazillion times. So like
You
Lone
get along. It's like I'm talking
and you
to
know
him.
what? Lone Survivor. So when I watch Lone Survivor, forget the terms of who's right, who's
Yeah.
wrong, whatever. But the whole story of the village at the end protecting him under that ancient, like, I love respect, ethics. I love a good storyline, not just somebody killing each other. I love that sort of storyline of, and then how people help each other. So Lone Survivor, like if I was traveling and there's nothing on, also Pacific Rim.
oh, what a movie.
Pacific Rim, Beck and I have watched like 1,000. We're like, don't know what to watch,
So
let's watch
sweet.
Pacific
Oh,
Rim.
that's so funny.
Let's watch Lone Survivor because it's at the end of it. There's this whole story of cultures, beliefs, respects, etc. And then I love just absolute rot. And when I say absolute rot, there's a movie called Old School.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm Frank the
Jeez.
Tank. That's my nickname. Once it hits my lips. Right? And Beck's nickname is Roxy. Get a couple of tequilas into her. Roxy's just this naughty, crazy, wild lady. But I'm Frank the Tank, which is why I try not to drink, because once it hits my lips, Frank's on. So I love it. Like, you know, those, you couldn't do it anymore. It's politically incorrect. Like Van Wilder, Euro Trip. Yeah,
What are your
like,
favourite movies?
what's his name? The Shermanator and all that. What's it? What's that series of movies called?
American Pie.
American Pie. Yeah, American Pie, Euro Trip, all that sort. Like, I just love absolute rot because I just want to turn my brain off.
Yeah.
Because I've always been a bit on the spectrum. So, like, outside of sport and exercise, my thing has been, like, I reckon and it's weird because people have got so much time outside of training. I don't sleep a lot. I struggle sleeping. So quite often Beck will go to bed. I'll still watch, and I reckon I've watched the internet. Netflix, Paramount, Disney, you name it. I've seen, you go, I've seen it. Because I can't sleep. So I'll sometimes be on the computer or the laptop, and when I'm doing research, in the background, I've just got something on. And it kind of, I don't know, I do like 16 things at once in my brain, not one. I get bored. So yeah, I like rot. I love true crime. Like, you know, NCIS, SVU, all of that stuff too. Like if I was traveling in a hotel, I love true, like based on fiction or not. I love true crime. I love absolute rot. Anything that turns my brain off, I love, because my brain's popcorn all the time. So.
And then just one quick last one. Position at soccer. What was your position?
Varied. Centre midfield.
Okay.
So depending on ages and status of rep level, because I was overseas and all sorts of stuff. Centre midfield.
Yeah.
Left midfield, because both feet just as good as each other and can score from halfway outside the box, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Higher level stuff, rep stuff. Even though I'm right footed but can use both. Left fullback or sweeper. But very strategic. So as people would take a free kick, and I'd have everyone there, I'd have everyone move just as he was striking the ball, and the whole line was offside. Once I got you on that and you were petrified, as I'd go to do that and you'd all come forward, I'd actually drop back while the whole team went forward and just collect the ball on the chest and move off that way. So very psychological. For me, psychological warfare playing soccer. But mostly always centre of the park.
Okay.
Never, ever, ever like to be up front with my back to the goal. Always centre of the park, strategic.
Yeah.
If it was a really, really tough game and there was somebody that was amazing on the other team, and I was super fit when I was younger, I'd be that guy that would mark them or drop into sweep as the last line of defence.
I'm a goalkeeper. So that's why I was interested.
Yeah, well, you're a bit crazier than me.
Yeah.
And Beck played all the way through state level soccer as well. So, goalkeepers are real crazy. Yeah. But I played goalkeeper when I was first put in soccer at 9. Pop put me in. I played goalkeeper in like the Z grade team, and I cried every single goal, which is 20-30-0. And then at a gala day, they finally asked me to play in the team and age up or whatever. And just on the bench, something happened, and they played, and I scored like 3 goals, and I was like 10 years old then, and that was it. Never goalkeeper again. But I started as goalkeeper.
Yeah.
I don't know. So there you go.
That's enough of my questions, I think.
Okay.
I've got no more.
Okay. Well, guys, thank you. Appreciate you sharing, being so raw and honest with everyone. We're definitely going to do a part 2.
Yeah.
We'll see how we go this weekend at
Prove
round.
strategy works.
Yeah, we'll see if I can get from 2 to 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know a guy. We'll see what happens. But I want to give you a big thanks.
That's okay.
And everyone give them some love when you listen to this. Give them some comments. Appreciate them being so honest and sharing. And I want the final note just to be to find that mum out there that's listening. I want them to hear me one more time and say, you can do it. Yes, we're lucky. We've got an amazing family support looking after our baby downstairs at the moment. We've got family back at home who are so supportive looking after our kids. So we're lucky in that sense. But everything else, we're parents, and we did it. Well done. Appreciate it, guys.
No worries.
Well, there's only one thing left to say. We'll see everyone soon.
See ya.
See ya.
Maji, Maji, Maji.